Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you baseball. Yes, welcome into another episode of First Pitch, your source for daily news, notes, and updates on all things Major League Baseball. My name is Troy Brock. I will be hosting the show today solo. Mr. Lindsay Crosby has a radio spot he's got a hit this morning, but you can follow me on Twitter at Troy Beat Baseball. You can follow him on Twitter at Crosby Baseball. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers, and we are getting there pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. So help us get there. We would greatly appreciate it. And send your friends to that website down there at the bottom of the screen, firstpitchpodcast.com, so they can get news, notes, and updates on all things Major League Baseball. And of course, the big news story today is baseball is back. Kind of. We've got the Tokyo series going on right now. As I speak, I've got it right there on my second monitor. It's in commercial right now, but the game is going on outside of the commercial. And the Dodgers and the Cubs opening up the regular season in Major League Baseball in the Tokyo series. It is 3-1 Dodgers right now. Looks, from what I've watched of it, I have to get a small child ready for school and get him off to school. So I haven't been able to watch all of it. And of course, it started very, very early here. So I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. to watch it, but what I have seen of it, it's been a pretty good game. When I did turn it on, it was 1-0 Cubs in the fourth inning, the going into the fifth inning. And Shota Imanaga came out after 4 innings. He walked 4, didn't have the greatest outing as far as control goes, but he held the Dodgers hitless through his 4 innings, so that's always a good sign. And but the Dodgers did come back and rally against Ben Brown. Of course, Shohei Ohtani was in the middle of that rally, and it's now 3-1 Dodgers, and this has been the score for a few innings now, and this looks like it might be the final score. But if the game does go final, as I am recording, I will of course update you on that. But the big news coming out of that game and that series is Freddie Freeman was a late scratch from that game with left rib discomfort. He was a late scratch from the lineup, and he played through that rib injury last postseason. But he did say previously this spring that the ailment got better with rest. So it's not clear if the injury is the same as the one that he played through in the postseason. And of course, in the postseason, his ankle injury was more pressing and the more talked about issue at the time, as it held him back pretty significantly in the first 2 rounds of the postseason. But then, of course, he hit that grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series, the walk-off grand slam, and he went 6 for 20 and was the World Series MVP, even with the ankle injury and the rib injury. And he had ankle surgery in the offseason. But this rib has been bothering him here and there throughout the spring, and it could just be another sign of the Dodgers' aging lineup, just doing just that, aging. Of course, Mookie Betts is also not playing in the series, but he's got an illness. You can't really attribute that to age. I mean, people get sick all the time, but as far as this injury goes, Freddie Freeman is getting up there in age. He's 35 or 36 years old, and he had that ankle injury in the postseason last year, and now he's got this rib injury. He's 35 years old. He's got this rib injury, and he had it in the postseason as well. And now he's got another or potentially the same rib injury here now that's kept him out of the regular season opener. So it could be, as he gets up there in age, he's going to become more and more injury prone as Shohei Ohtani hits a double into the corner in right field to lead off the top of the ninth. Leave it to Shohei Ohtani to get things going in the opening game of the year. But picking up where he left off on his MVP season in 2024. But that is the Freddie Freeman injury is certainly going to be something to watch. They have Kike Hernandez playing first base in this game, so that's obviously a drastic decline from the defensive and offensive capabilities of Freddie Freeman. So it's just something to keep an eye on for Freddie and for the Dodgers, and it's certainly in 1 or 2 games a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, it won't hurt them that much. But over the length of a 162 game season, without Freddie Freeman, what can the Dodgers do? I mean, they could still potentially have Mookie Betts, when he returns from his illness, and they do still have Shohei Ohtani. But other than that, Lindsay and I have talked about it multiple times. Their lineup, while it is a lengthy lineup and the lineup has a lot of length and depth to it, there's not much depth behind some of these guys. Like there's not much depth behind Freddie Freeman as far as first base goes. So you've got to wonder, what are they going to do? How much is this going to hurt them if Freddie Freeman has an extended absence? As Teoscar Hernandez drives Shohei Ohtani in to make the score 4-1 Dodgers with one out. So it's not hurting them right now, but over the course of 162, it could prove to be more of an issue than it is today. Of course, I don't think it's going to keep them from winning the division. It's still the Dodgers. They are still one of the best teams in the sport, and they still have one of the best rosters in the sport with or without Freddie Freeman. And they're still unquestionably the best team in the National League West. So it's just, does this take them from a 110 win team to a 100 to 105 win team is essentially what we're talking about here. And then it could prove to hurt them more in the postseason than it does in the regular season. But it remains to be seen on how injured Freddie is and the length of that injury. But we're going to move from one injury in the National League West to a potentially damning injury in the American League East with Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer has been dealing with a thumb injury over the past 2 years, and right now it doesn't seem to be getting any better. It's become one of the most important things in Blue Jays camp this spring. And, he did face some minor league hitters in a simulated game on Monday, but the real test comes today. And the issue starts flaring up for him around the 50 pitch mark. So Scherzer said, quote, "My thumb hurts. It hurts to grip the ball. The critical thing I've learned over the years here is that your thumb is absolutely critical to your arm health. Unfortunately, this is what I've been dealing with since 2023. And so, if he can't grip the ball, then what does that mean for Max Scherzer? What does that mean for the Blue Jays and the contract that they gave Scherzer this offseason? He was supposed to be a big part of their rotation. And if he can't grip the ball, and we've kind of seen, he struggled over the past 2 years. He hasn't been the same Scherzer that he has been in years prior. And again, it comes with age. He is old. He's pushing 40 years old. And so, once you get older, your body doesn't react to things. It doesn't recover the same way that it used to when you were younger. And you start having these lingering, nagging injuries and things of that nature. And for Max Scherzer, it seems to be his thumb. And if it does flare up around the 50 pitch mark, then does that mean that the course of action moving forward for Scherzer and the Blue Jays is pitching him out of the bullpen, maybe as a long reliever, maybe only let him go 2 innings? I mean, that is a way to kind of alleviate getting around that thumb soreness at the 50 pitch mark, because it's as a starter, you need to go longer than 50 pitches unless you're serving as just an opener. Of course, your openers don't go more than 50 pitches, but as a starter, you want your starter to go more than 50 pitches. Even Shota Imanaga in the regular season opener, he threw 69 pitches today, and it's a early season, regular season opener. So, that's why he had the short leash on him. But it was still more than 50 pitches. And for Max Scherzer, he's a guy that throughout his career, you could rely on to eat a ton of innings and just get past that 50 pitch mark easily with all the complete games, the shutouts that he has in his career. And if he can't do that, then maybe the course of action is to transition him to be a reliever if the thumb is going to continue to be an issue and there's no fix for it. Otherwise, he gets surgery and maybe he's just out for the whole season, and the Blue Jays signed him to just ride the injured list and have thumb surgery. It's not good. It's not great for the Blue Jays. We have seen a lot of these injuries across baseball, not specifically the thumb injury, but a lot of injuries across baseball this spring. And it feels like there's been a little more than there have been in years past, but it's just, there's a lot of injuries right now, and Scherzer is the next guy that seemingly has that injury, and so that's another thing to keep an eye on moving forward for both the Blue Jays and Scherzer to see how they go about that. But it is a good game going on. It's good to have regular season baseball back in play, and the Dodgers are still up 4-1, top of the ninth with one out. Max Muncy is at the plate. It's been a good game, and it's a good day for baseball. It's the Tokyo series. It's fun. The camera angles, they have some crazy camera angles going on over there, and they've been really cool. I know a lot of you have probably seen the camera angle going around on Twitter from the play Dansby Swanson made, it diving in the hole with the camera behind him. It looks like like an MLB The Show angle, and it's fun, man. It's good for the game of baseball. It's helping grow the game of baseball, and Japan is one of the emerging markets in baseball with superstars like Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who started today's game for the Dodgers, and Roki Sasaki, who's starting the game tomorrow for the Dodgers, and Shota Imanaga, who started for the Cubs today and had a fantastic season in 2024, and any other year would have been the rookie of the year. But of course, Paul Skeens exists and made his debut last year. And so Paul Skeens was the National League Rookie of the Year. But it's great to have baseball back. It's great to have games back that matter. And it's going to be a fun season. And Lindsay and I will be here in some form or fashion with y'all every single day with news, notes, and updates. But it's just a short episode today. Make sure you tell your friends, send them to that firstpitchpodcast.com so they can receive their news, notes, and updates on all things Major League Baseball. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said at the beginning, we're working on getting to 500 subscribers. We're getting there pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry. So please help be one of those first 500 to subscribe to the show. And if you're listening on audio, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a 5-star rating, share the show. And wherever you are, make sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode, potentially full-length episode of First Pitch.